Welcome to the Good Living Now podcast, where we talk to real people about real change leading to real health. I'm your host, Harold LaFall, and this is a conversation that's going to be of interest to a lot of people. I know. We're talking about weight loss, and that's an issue that all of us, many of us, are challenged with, particularly as we get older. And the concern about weight loss is not just all about vanity, because we know that being overweight is associated with a number of ailments, including type 2 diabetes, as well as high blood pressure. Well, our guest today is a weight loss coach. And he's not only a coach, but he's actually lost a significant amount of weight himself. He lost about 77 pounds. So he's going to tell us all about how he did it and give us some tips on how we can do it too. And also, he reversed his high blood pressure. So I want you to welcome to the show weight loss coach Olivier Mankondo. I messed it up. What is it? Is Olivier
Olivier Mankondo.
Mankondo?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Olivier. How are you doing today, man?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And really happy that I'm on your show. And thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, I appreciate you because you're coming way over from the UK.
Yeah.
You're over in the UK. Oh,
Yes.
I'm honored that you would come and be with us on today. Well, listen, tell us about your journey. We saw the pictures. You look like a different person. You actually
Yeah.
lost 77 pounds in 9 months.
Yes.
Kind of take us back. What led you to that point? How did you gain the weight? And what prompted you to decide, okay, I got to make a change. I got to do something different.
Yeah. So basically, before 2016, my health was pretty bad. I was suffering from high blood pressure. And people should know that 50% of heart attacks, strokes, and stuff like that are created by high blood pressure. And you can have as well a kidney failure, heart failure, and stuff like that. And apart from having high blood pressure, I was suffering from, I had massive headaches every day or every other day. And in fact, I had to have some painkillers in my wallet all the time because the headache was so bad. I had
Wow.
dandruffs, chest pain, back pain, abscesses, joint pain, and a lot of dental problems. And on top of
Mm.
that, my weight was 220 pounds. And I'm only 5'6", so my
Oh,
BMI was
wow.
32. And when your BMI is over 30, you are classed as obese. So basically, I was obese. And basically, at that time, I was eating all sorts of foods. I was eating animal product, dairy product, processed foods, fast food, anything you can imagine. I was eating that. And because of that, I was always tired. And I remember on the day that I was supposed to go to work, I would drag myself out of bed. And on the day where I was off work, I would sleep until 1 p.m. So I was
Mm.
always tired. And because of my big belly, as people saw, it was difficult for me even to tie up my shoelace. So I will ask my
Mm.
kids to do that for me.
Oh,
And then,
wow.
so everything was very bad. And at that time, my doctor told me that I would be on medication for the rest of my life. But at that time, I don't know, even though I didn't know what I know now, but I found it very odd to be on medication for the rest of my life. And I told him that, no, I just don't want that. And he told me, what
Right.
are you going to do? And I said, okay, I'm going to do some, basically, I joined a martial art club
Mm-hmm.
because I thought that, oh, if I'm doing a martial art karate, maybe my blood pressure will go, but there was still no changes.
No change.
And
How long were you 100? How long were you 220 pounds? How long were you that
for
size?
I would say for 16 years.
Oh, wow, that long.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
very long. Yeah,
Wow. That's amazing though, because I know a lot of people who have been, overweight for that amount of time don't think there's any hope because they're so used to being that size, they don't think that they can change. So what was it that prompted you to decide, okay, I'm gonna make some changes?
Yeah, so for me, because I'm originally from Africa, so over there, being overweight is really not a problem. In fact, when
Oh,
you are overweight, people think that you've got status and stuff like that. So my weight was not really a
oh,
problem. It
so that's
was
a status symbol in Africa to be
yes,
overweight.
yes,
Well, let me go to Africa. Let me go on.
yeah. So basically, for me, weight was not really a problem. It was the way I was feeling because of the
Mm,
headaches, the abscesses, the dental problems. So it was really, really a problem. And then one day in 2016, just like that, I was watching YouTube, and there was an Indian yogi who suggested that by stopping eating animal product, it was possible to reverse 70% of the chronic diseases. And because I was
mm.
already in a bad shape, I said to myself, okay, I'll try it. And then it was a certain Wednesday. I said to my wife that I was going to stop eating animal product. On Thursday, I went to work. When I came back, I asked her to cook my last meal of meal. And on Friday, I went cold turkey. I went
Oh,
cold turkey.
wow.
Yes, and
So there was no transition.
no,
So before, what were you eating before? What were you eating before?
before I was eating what is called the standard American diet. So it was
Hmm.
animal product, processed food, ice cream, all this kind of thing, junk food, KFC, McDonald's. That's what I was eating. And at that
Mm,
time, like I was saying, my eating habit was very bad because even at midnight, I would have my bottle of Coca-Cola with some biscuits or some cakes, some stuff like
mm.
that. So
Right.
yeah. And because of that, when I saw that, I went cold turkey. What I was saying, I went cold turkey, and on the week after, all the symptoms got worse. And that's what people need to really understand is that when you change your way of eating, the way the body detoxify itself, it will make you ill. But it's not for everybody. But in my case, that's what happened. I had more cold sore, more headaches, more abscesses. My joint starting to ache even more. But it only lasted a week. And after a week, I was perfect. I had a lot of energy, mental clarity, and 4 months into my transformation, I went to see my doctor, and he told me that my blood pressure was gone. And after 9
Wow.
able to lose 77 pounds, and all my chronic diseases went away. No problem
Wow.
ever anymore.
Wow. You said something really interesting. I think a lot of people who are starting or try to start a weight loss journey, they end up stopping because they start to feel worse when they start to change their eating habits. And it's because their bodies are detoxifying, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what the body is doing because when you've been eating the wrong food for a very long time, basically all this toxin will be buried into your tissues. And when you start eating the right food, the body will find sufficient energy, and the body will take all these toxins and dump that in the bloodstream. And that's why people will start feeling headachy. They will start feeling bad. They will have lots of symptoms. For example, they can have diarrhea. They can start smelling bad. And for most people, they will say, "No, this is not working." But that's actually
Mm,
how the body is working. And that's why I really,
mm,
really want people to understand that when they go through this kind of symptoms, they don't have to discourage. They need to persevere, and this will go away. And that's why, for example, for me, I don't really ask people to go cold turkey because of that.
mm,
If they go step by step, usually they will not even have those detox symptoms.
mm. So, how did you know what to eat? Like, so you saw that video on YouTube, but how did you know what to start eating? Because you have been
Yeah.
eating
So
the standard American. Well, it's not the standard American. I guess it's the worldwide diet with
yeah.
dairy and meat all over for 16 years. How did you know what to start to eat?
Yeah, so what happened is that on when I changed, I didn't ask myself what I was going to eat. I didn't have a clue. So what I did at the beginning, it was just to remove all the dairy product, the processed food, and the animal product. And then what happened, I had the idea to buy a plant-based book, a vegan book, and a recipe book. And when I bought that book, I started to look what all the recipes and stuff like that, and from that I starting to have a lot of ideas. I started to watch lots of YouTube videos, bought some books and stuff like that. That's how I was able to educate myself to know exactly what I was supposed to eat.
So, Olivier, you know, a lot of people lose weight by doing low carbs. So they eat a lot of dairy and a lot of meat. Now, why are those things harmful to our bodies, and why they are not a good weight loss strategy to eat lots of cheese and meat just because they're low carb?
Yeah, so basically what's happened, for example, when you look at the animal product, what people need to understand is that, for example, when we look at the fruit, when you eat a piece of fruit, it will take 3 to 4 hours to pass through our system. If you eat raw vegetables, it takes between 12 hours to pass through our system. If you eat raw cooked vegetables, it takes between 24 and 30 hours to pass through our system. But
Mm.
if you eat meat, fish, or chicken, it takes 72 hours or 3 days to pass through our system. So
So
basically,
it's just sitting in your
yes,
colon,
yes,
rotting in your
for three
colon.
days, yes.
Oh
And that's
wow,
exactly what's happening. So when you eat meat, in animal product, there's no
fiber.
fiber. There's no
Mm-hmm.
fiber. And because there's no fiber, it creates constipation. And there are people who can spend 3 days, 4 days, even a week without going to the toilet. And this will
Oh.
really, really have an impact on the system because all this fecal matter, all these toxins will be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. And that's why a lot of people start suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer, Parkinson, and all the autoimmune diseases where the body destroys itself, like the inflammatory bowel disease, the lupus, the psoriasis, and the rheumatoid arthritis and all that. So that's why, for example, the animal products are not really designed for the human mechanism. And even for people who are Christians, when they look in the Bible in Genesis 1:29, it says that God give us fruit and vegetables. It didn't say meat, it didn't say chicken, it didn't
Mm.
say fish, it didn't say all the
Wow.
processed food. So this is
Wow.
one of the reasons why I don't eat animal products. For the dairy product, when you look, you will see that we are the only species in the entire creation to drink milk from another species. You will never see, for example, a dog or a cat drinking dog's milk or a goat drinking cow's milk because every single milk is specific to its own species. It's like, for example, when you look, you will see that we are the only species in the entire creation to drink milk when we are adult. You will never see any grown animal
Mm.
drinking milk. And people don't
Mm.
even ask themselves that questions. For them, it's just we've
Wow.
been told that we need milk, we need calcium, and people do that. And what do I
Isn't
mean by that?
that's the most bizarre thing? That is the most
Yeah.
bizarre thing that we drink milk from an animal, you know, from a totally that is so I wonder where does that come from? How did that you may not know the history. I wonder where did that come from? That's just very interesting. But you were going to say something.
Yes. So what's happening is that when we drink cow's milk, because in the cow's milk there's too much calcium, and when we drink cow's
Mm.
milk, when we go to urinate, we go to the toilet to urinate, our body will get rid of that excess calcium to the expense of our own calcium. And when you look as well, you will see that in the cow's milk as well, we've got too much phosphorus. So again, our body will have to neutralize that phosphorus. And to do so, it's going to leach out the calcium from our bones, our teeth, and our muscles. And that's why a lot of people start suffering from osteoporosis, which
Osteoporosis.
is,
Yeah.
yes,
That is so
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you
So
will see that
drink
in the countries where the milk intake is very high, you will see a high incidence of osteoporosis as well.
Wow, that is really interesting. So you stopped eating all of those things, the meat, the dairy, and you
Yeah.
started eating fruits and what other things you started to eat
I
as
started to eat fruit, vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. So what comes from the ground, that's what I'm starting to eat now.
and what about people always ask about craving because you know when you're eating that standard like American diet, you have all the it's addictive, like the eating cheese and all of that. The sugars are really addictive. What do like for cravings? Did you have
Yeah, so
cravings? Like,
Yeah, in my own experience, I didn't have any cravings because I really drilled in my head that the animal product and the dairy product and the processed food were not designed for the human mechanism. So I really,
Mm.
really drilled that in my head because all these things is a mindset. When you've got a good mindset, it's become very difficult to be tempted. But for people who have all those cravings, the best thing to do maybe is to use the vegan processed food just as a transition food. For
Transition.
example,
Oh.
yeah, for just to transition instead of maybe if they want to eat ice cream instead of eating ice cream made with dairy, they can have an ice cream with made with plant-based dairy ice
Mm.
cream. So they can do that. But at the end of the day, any processed food are still not good. So they can just use that as a transition food and go to starting to eat whole food.
Mm. And so, should a lot of people who talk about weight loss talk about calorie restrictions and counting calories? Is that what you did? Did you count calories?
Never. I've never done calorie
Never.
counting. Never. Never ever. I've never done that. And because even that, I was able to lose 77 pounds. And why is that? It's because when you eat the food biologically designed for the human mechanism, it's become impossible to become fat, even if you are eating a lot.
Wow.
For example, for me, I will eat until I feel satisfied and then I stop. And if, for example, you look at the gorilla in the forest, they don't count
Hmm.
the calories, but you will
Right.
never see, for example, a gorilla who is double the size of the other, uh, uh, assuming that they are practically the same age. Because when
Right.
you eat the food biologically designed for your mechanism, it's become very difficult to become obese. And that's why for me, I eat until I feel satisfied. And for the past 7 years, I've been able to keep my weight off. So you don't have to do calorie counting. You don't have to restrict what you eat. As long as you're eating the food biologically designed for the human mechanism, you'll be good to go.
Oh, wow. What about exercise? Did you have to exercise or did you exercise along with changing your diet when you lost the 77 pounds or no? The weight just dropped off.
Yeah, he just dropped. So basically, to lose all the 77 pounds, and I've never been to a gym, never.
Oh,
So what
wow.
I do, yes. So what I do is just some. When I wake up in the morning, I will just do 5 minutes of stretching exercises, and then I will jump on my rebounder for 5 minutes,
Hmm.
and then uh, every Sunday I will go for a walk, a 2 hour walk. That's all I'm
Mm.
doing. That's all I've been doing for all these years. That's all the exercises that I was doing. So I've never joined a gym or stuff like that. No.
Wow. So, what advice would you give to someone that's just starting and they don't know how to start? They want to make changes, they want to lose weight, they need to lose weight. Kind of what are some first steps that they could take to begin to lose weight and eat better?
Yeah. The first step that I will tell people is the mindset. That's the first steps.
Mm,
If you
mm.
don't know why you want to change, why do you want to lose weight, if you don't have a good enough reason, you will not be able to sustain all the changes. So the first thing is to change your mindset, to know why you want to lose weight. You need to find a very good reason. For example, you can say to yourself, okay, I'm suffering from high blood pressure, or I'm suffering from diabetes. This is will be a good reason for you to stick uh, to your weight loss. So this is the
So,
first thing, the mindset.
so the why is the first thing. So is I want to look good or I want to get in these jeans a big enough why?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a
So
big enough why?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
anyone will decide what is good for them. For
Okay.
other people, yes, being able to fit in their old jeans or their old clothes is will
Okay.
be a good reason. But for me,
Okay.
it was a health reason because I
Health.
didn't feel good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the first thing that people need to do to find
Okay.
a good why, to have the good mindset. And the second thing, I will say that to start slowly, not
Mm,
to do like me to go cold turkey. Don't do
right.
that. And then they need to be able as well to forgive themselves. They don't have to be too hard on themselves. If, for example, for
Mm.
any reason they made a bad choice, they don't have to be too hard to them toward themselves. And what they can do as well is to, for example, in the morning, instead of having eggs, bread, salami, and all that, they can start with having replace that with fruit, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You replace that with fruit. And for example, instead of having at every meal, you need to have, for example, some animal product. Maybe you can say, okay, for this entire week, I will start eating meat maybe 5 days a week. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, instead of having for your 3 meals, having some kind of meat product, you will say, for example, I will only have, for example, for my lunch or only for my dinner. So you start introducing very small changes like that. And at night, for example, instead of eating at all the time, maybe you can say, after 7, you don't have anything else. You don't eat anymore. So you start introducing those small changes, and you will see the weight will start dropping. And for example, they can as well do the intermittent fasting, because intermittent
Mm.
fasting is very, very powerful. Because in the
Mm-hmm.
system or in the culture, we've been told that we need to constantly eating, but this is not the right things to do. Because
Mm.
when you keep eating all the time, your body will start producing insulin all the time, and you will age very quickly. Very quickly you will
Mm.
start aging. But it's possible to reverse your aging process. It's like me, for example, when I started this journey, I was 46. Today I'm 53, and I've been able to really, really slow down my aging process. So that's what people can do as a start.
Yeah. So you're 53?
Yes, I'm 53. Yes.
Yeah, you aging like Benjamin, but was it Benjamin Button? You aging in reverse, man. So what? How important is sleep to losing weight or your health?
Yes, because with sleeping, when we sleep, basically the body will produce melatonin, and melatonin will boost your immune system. Melatonin will slow down your aging process. Melatonin will enable you to be able to sleep better. And when you've got a good sleep pattern, basically you will be able to really start losing weight and stuff like that. So really, sleep is very, very important. People don't have
Mm,
to just put that aside. No, sleep is very important
sleep
in
is important.
the weight loss.
Wow. Well, Olivia, I know a lot of people are gonna want to talk to you and have questions, and I know you coach people all over the world. How would a person set up a one-on-one with you, or how can they find you on social media?
Yes. So first of all, what I would like to do is to give your viewers or listeners a free gift, which is my 7 tip to lose weight. I'll send you the link, and you'll be able to put that in the show notes. So if they want to kickstart their weight loss journey, they can use
Awesome.
that guide. And then I've got my book as well, which is the plant-based nutrition: How It's Going to Change Your Life, which is available on my website. They can go on my website, which is oliviermankondo.com, and there they will be able to purchase my book. And we've got as well my 16 one-on-one coaching program. So if people are interested, what they can do, go to my website. Like I've just said, it's oliviermankondo.com. They can go over there. They will see a tab where it's written masterclass, free online masterclass. They can click that tab, and they will see my masterclass. They click that and they watch my masterclass. And towards the end, they will be able to set up discovery call with me. And on the discovery call, we'll be able to determine what they got stuck, why they're in this situation, what they can do to be able to start going on their weight loss journey and reclaim their health. Because what is important for me, it's not only to lose weight, because there are a lot of people who are thin, but they are not in good health. For example, my
Mm,
uncle, he was very thin. He died last year. At 58, he was diabetic. So what I'm doing in my program, not only that you're going to lose weight, but what is important, mostly
healthy.
important, is to reclaim your health. And if
Yeah.
on the discovery call we found a good fit, then these people will be able to work with me, and I will be able to help them lose weight and reclaim their health.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that offer for our audience. Uh, Finally, what kind of words of encouragement would you give to someone who just, they want to get started, they just need that extra edge? What would you say to them?
Yes, what I can do, I can tell them is this. When we are born on this earth, the most important thing that we have is our body. It's our temple, and we've only got one. So we need to make sure that we do everything we possibly can to be in good health so that we can have a longer and fruitful life. We are the master, and we've got the power to change whatever we want.
We got the power. Olivier said that. That's our weight loss coach, Olivier Mankondo. Pronounce your name again for me again.
Olivier Mankondo.
Mankondo. Olivier
Yes.
Mankondo told us we got the power. So, man, we're definitely going to have you come back. I'm sure people are going to have questions and may want to do a Q&A with you. So if we get a lot of feedback and a lot of likes from this podcast, we'll definitely have Olivier back to answer your questions. So, man, thank you so much for shedding light on how to lose weight in a healthy way. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you
all the
very
way
much
from the
for
UK.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.